Welcome to 2024, friends. Things are going to get crazy in the next couple months, and things may go absolutely sideways. Now, here's the thing. If you want to go out there and you want to go be Army dude or Marine recon dude or special operator in a full-scale war, there are videos out there to tell you how to do your kit and everything like that, what to get stocked up on, the best boomsticks and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about that on this video. I'm going to talk about things you should maybe stock up on that could help you become an agent of chaos.
So no more running. I aim to misbehave.
We're going to review some less than war gray situations where tools off the shelf might be really, really useful. We're going to talk about things that have been used in protests recently in the last 4 or 5 years, and we're going to show some demonstrations of videos of how protesters have used these against police, where they're non-lethal. They're not attacking the police in the sense of open warfare or anything like that. So this is kind of gray zone stuff. I'm going to talk about how you can basically stock up on stuff to become an agent of chaos. And is this video for everyone? Probably not. Some of you maybe should just click off right now. But if you want to get on a list, if you're not already on a list, this video will definitely put me on a list. Let's jump into some of these off-the-shelf tools that you can get that have been used effectively around the world in less than open warfare contexts. Number one, Roman candles. Roman candles and fireworks are used around the world. And if you store them properly, leading up to 4th of July, you can stock up on these things. Make sure that if you are in any kind of environment where your home may get a little damp, make sure that you seal these up with silica or some other moisture absorbing, and then get them into Ziploc bags, get them into airtight containers like 5-gallon buckets. But if stored properly, fireworks can last 8 to 20 years and still be just as effective. So fireworks, and let's get a little demonstration of what some folks have been using these things for in France just in the last few days. We see that them using them in the direction of police and in the direction of other authorities and such like that. Now, are these going to be as effective as a boomstick? No, they're not. But if you use a boomstick, things have just radically changed. If you want to use a low-level force that's not going to get you responded to with lethal force, fireworks, Roman candles can be a very good way to make people leave without having to resort to extreme force. So number one, Roman candles particularly, but fireworks in general have been used effectively in protests around the world for the last bunch of years, and they are growing in popularity in anti-government protests and those type of things. Number two, laser pointers. These really came to out front and center during the Hong Kong protests where they didn't have access to fireworks. The protesters were using lasers. They're using lasers to blind cameras. They're using lasers against drones. Check that out. Actually took down a drone with a whole bunch of people with laser pointers. So having laser pointers might be useful. And then there is the whole thing with if you shine them in the direction of people that can actually injure people. So that's something too, where if you have lots of people that are trying to affect change, but they don't want lethal force used against them, using laser pointers might fit the bill. Now, I want to point out one very important thing here. Polarized sunglasses will not work in protecting your eyes from lasers. You need laser protection goggles. I'll put some of these things down in the description down below and the pinned comment below, like laser pointers, and then like actual decent laser protecting goggles or laser protecting eyewear. So this is important stuff. If this means that we need to go march and we need to go have showdowns with the police, demanding justice or for government officials to step down, that type of thing, laser pointers would be something that you might not want to buy then. But if you can go to the store now and buy laser pointers with cash and make sure that's not on your record that you're going and picking them up. And quite frankly, if you take one laser pointer and then you put a bunch of other laser pointers around it and then tape it together, you have a much more powerful laser pointer. Also, there are other ways of getting more powerful lasers that you can look into as well, especially if you're willing to take apart things. You can find more powerful lasers that you can then disassemble out of off-the-shelf products. All right, so that's number 2. So 1, Roman candles and fireworks. Number 2, laser pointers, highly effective out there. If you're going to be in any kind of protest environment, you're going to need a mask. Generally speaking, you're going to want the pink canisters. The pink canisters will handle the chemical tear. So take the tear gas. You need the organic ones. Those that filter out organic compounds. That's going to get rid of your tear gas. That's going to take care of your pepper sprays and your that type of thing. So now be careful that if you get a mask that doesn't cover your eyes, you need to also get goggles. You need to keep it out of your eyes too. Tear gas as well, obviously tear gas, right? And then also like pepper spray or OC canisters and stuff like that. Those you need eye protection as well as face protection for your mouth and your nose. Be aware of all those things, but at protests, you'll see the media there with their masks on. You also see, and I'm a big fan of actually going with independent goggles and a separate nose rig because for several reasons. 1, it's a lot cheaper. 2, it doesn't look quite so much like you're totally prepared. And 3, that it's easier to get the goggles to seal. If you just get cheap swimwear kind of goggles that will work, you can get them contacted to your eyes and hold them tight, so you don't have to worry quite so much with the seal, and it doesn't make it look like you're super prepared, right? So it's like I said, overall it's going to be cheaper. So I do recommend just the breathing apparatus mask and then get separate goggles. But that's number 3. Get filters and masks that are appropriate for tear gas and can filter out pepper. 4. Now this is basically, I'm going to be talking about a little bit about some household chemicals. So if you have a garden, you might want to make sure that you always get enough saltpeter for your garden. Okay, saltpeter, also known as potassium nitrate, is something that's relatively easy to get and won't raise eyebrows that you're buying it because there's lots of uses for it, especially if you're gardening, right? Garden with it. But you can buy bags of that and use it on your garden. But there are other uses for it, such as if you mix it with other things like charcoal and sulfur, you suddenly get what would be in a boomstick. Old school boomsticks, but you can also mix it with powdered sugar, and you can get you can make model rocket engines. Okay, and now if you get that formulation wrong with a rocket engine, you know, things can kind of go kablooey. You know, if you make a different mixture of the sugar and saltpeter, you can make a smoke device. So that's highly useful. Basically, if you have powdered sugar burning inefficiently with saltpeter, which works as the oxidizer in the process, if it's super hyper efficient, you're getting more like the rocket engine type mixture. Whereas if you get it inefficient, that's where you get the smoke device. And these are some of the most effective off-the-shelf smoke devices that you can make. Also, one of the places that I happened to be training with the military, they the military guys got into trouble because they were taking their smoke canisters, putting Tabasco into the smoke canister to turn it into an improvised spicy smoke, okay? And so that's something else you can do, is you can make a smoke device that has very hot, spicy, pepper powder. Like I like the Reaper ghost peppers, Carolina Reapers, right? Get some of that powder in there. Or if you get a really hot sauce, you can mix it into the smoke device so that when the smoke comes out, it actually turns into more like a tear gas type device. So be careful where you use that. Make sure you're wearing your face protection, and make sure all the people that you don't want to have injured by that or incapacitated by that have their masks on and such like that too. But like I said, they got in trouble for doing that. So in warfare, that would be a violation of the Geneva Convention. But tear gas and pepper sprays and stuff like that can be used in policing actions. So if you're dealing with police, use your discretion on those type of items. So like I said, saltpeter or potassium nitrate, make sure you're getting it for your garden, and make sure it's nice and clean and pure, so that you can then use it to make your rocket motors or your 4th of July celebratory smoke devices. All right. Notice also that you're like, well, I can just go buy smoke devices. No, you can't. You can't buy decent smoke devices. And basically, if the smoke device is up to military standards, then it burns too fast, and it's considered basically an explosive device. And so the smoke devices that you can purchase at your fireworks stands and stuff like that are very, very, very toned down. You can make much more powerful, much more potent ones yourself. I'm not just saying bigger, but like even for the same size, you can actually put out a lot more smoke. And that can be used to cover your escape. That can cover, you can cover up yourself so that you're not being observed. There's lots of reasons why you might want to have a smoke device on you. All right, number 5, face masks. If you're not wearing a mask over your face to help you breathe, you might want to stock up on face masks. There's lots of people out there, and I would recommend getting very generic face masks, finding the most popular face masks out there, and for your health and to prevent the spread of COVID and such like that, wear a face mask. So that if you're going out to go do anything, you're wearing very nondescript clothing and you're wearing a face mask that covers your face. Make sure you're wearing sunglasses over your eyes to cover that up as well. And then that way you can do things that you need to do that are not going to come back to have somebody knocking on your door afterwards. So that's a nice one to have stocked up. Face masks for you and for other people who may be doing stuff with you. Make sure that they're very nondescript so that they're not like, they don't stand out. It's not just covering up your face, but it's also making sure that you don't have any identifiers on you. Number 6, something that you can do. We got 7 here, but then I got number 8 is a really sweet one that if you haven't thought about this before, you definitely want to get stocked up on them, and you can get them for free. It's cool. Number 6, a ghillie suit. If you don't have a ghillie suit for yourself yet, now you can go make some really high quality ones by doing a lot of work. You can buy some really high quality ones, then you have to do a lot of work to them. Or you can get cheap ones off of Amazon or eBay. Ghillie suits basically make you look like a bush, and it makes you blend in. If you're out in the country at all, if you want to look like a lump of grass clippings on your yard, that's a great way to just kind of disappear. You may have reasons to want to disappear. And if you are going through the woods and you want to disappear into the woods, this is a good way too. Just be aware that they're very, very hot. If you're trying to move quickly with a ghillie suit on, you're going to overheat relatively quickly. So just be aware of that. But everyone should have at least one ghillie suit. If you don't have a ghillie suit for everyone in your family, like you know, that might be something you want to do. And they're not that expensive either. It's definitely something that you should do. Instead of getting your 6th or 7th boomstick, you should be getting a ghillie suit for your family members so that if you need to go hide out in the field, people won't be able to see you. You know what I'm saying? And number 7, like I said, I got number 8 here. It's big and it's important and will allow you to be a major agent of chaos. Actually, I have a 9th one now. I'm just thinking of it. But number 7, drones. You should definitely have drones. These are a little more pricey. Once again, instead of getting that next boomstick, consider the fact you may need drones. And you need 2 different kinds of drones. One, good drones with good cameras. So these are your scout drones. These are going to be your like DJIs. These are going to be your better drones that you're going to go out there and patrol things with to make sure to see what's going on in your immediate area and send you back the video footage of it so that you can see what's going on. And then you can have your much lower quality one-way drones. These are drones that that you can strap something onto and then they can fly directly as you steer them to the target area, right? That way you can just send them and you can forget, and then you can pull the next one out of the drawer and send that one as necessary too. Instead of a boomstick, friends, you should buy some more drones. This is something that you should really become aware of, and stockpiling cheap drones that work effectively can really be a major, major force multiplier out there. Now, you don't need to go out there and get the really expensive ones that can drop stuff. Those things are going to be very expensive to find and very expensive to fly. It's much, much cheaper to get some of these off-the-shelf drones that are one way, that they steer well enough that you can steer them right at a target area to do what you need them to do. I'm going to throw this freebie in there for you right now. Having some metal wire. Copper wire would be great, but you don't need to have copper wire. If you can get aluminum wire, whatever, something that can be very conductive, this would allow you to be an agent of chaos in stopping the free flow of power, right? If you can make power stop moving between point A and point B, you can knock out power for certain people, certain places. That's something that might actually be very important. That may be a major way of protesting, is to get some wire out and then stop the power flowing between points, and that will make, you know, whether it's cutting off a city or cutting off a town or anything like that. Never do anything illegal, friends, but just thinking through some of the uses for wire might get you thinking along different directions. All right, and this is the freebie one that's easy to get and stockpile. These will take up a bit of space, but tires. Get tires, lots of tires. I'm not talking about tires that are good tires that you can replace your, you know, on your vehicle. I'm talking about just having tires. Now, you can use these tires for gardening. You can use these tires for retaining walls. You can use them for building stuff, but that's not really what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with Black Hawk Down, if you're not familiar with other instances over in Africa, whenever there is a protest of some sorts or whatever, they start taking tires and piling them up and then setting them on fire, which puts off a lot of smoke that makes it very hard for people who are trying to maneuver around, people who are trying to get into your community. You can blockade them with burning tires. And this is something that has been used for the last 70 plus years, right? Having lots of excess tires that you can get for free, that you can use practically around your home and everything like that for different things, but then making sure that you have enough of them that you can pull them out of your garden or whatever, and you can then go take them and use them as necessary as improvised incendiary type things, right? So having tires that you can burn will help you be an agent of chaos. Let's go through these real fast once again. Roman candles or fireworks, laser pointers, chemical filters on your masks to prevent, and making sure you have proper goggles and stuff like that to prevent tear gas and pepper sprays and stuff like that. And then for saltpeter, potassium nitrate, and other household stuff that you might want to have that you can get at your store. Know what you're getting and be careful what you type into Mr. Google as well. Number 5, face masks, just the ones that just cover up your face, that make it harder for people to identify who you are. Number 6, ghillie suit, so you can disappear out there as necessary. 7, drones. Good drones for scouting and for cameras on them, and cheaper ones that you can use one way. And then I mentioned copper wire or aluminum wire or even steel wire will work. These things can be used for different things that may be needed to be done out there. And then finally, tires that you can use for fires as well as for lots and lots of smoke. So let me know what you guys think. Are there other things that are innocent that may have uses out there? Be careful, of course, about what you type down in the comment section down below, because Big Brother is always watching. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of Poplar Prepper, out.